Alright, so now we're getting to the super fun stuff. Assignments. Who doesn't like assignments? Mary, how do you feel about assignments?
I love them.
Doesn't everyone? And you know what's better than assignments? Marking. Just what I thought. But luckily for us, Edmodo has a way to make the whole process a little bit more joyful. So on the standard tab, you've got Note, which we've talked about, Alert, which we've talked about, and then Assignment. So what you want to do is just to start off with, you want to click on that assignment button. Then you'll notice that the drop-down box below changes slightly. So you're faced with a couple of things. The first is assignment title. So obviously you just are going to call the assignment whatever the title is that you've given to students. So you can use this in conjunction with an assessment task that you've given a printout for, or you may just strictly set it on Edmodo. Of course, that's up to you how you want to do that moving forward. So you'll name the assignment title whatever is appropriate. You notice to the right also there's a button where you can click Load Assignment. So that's going to just pop up with any assignments you might have set in the past. So similar to when we had the folder, it remembers things, and if you wanted to use the same assessment, you can, and it will load that for you. Of course, the critical part is the due date. So you notice it pops down with a nice little calendar, and you just click on the date that you want it to be due. Then you just need to put a short description of the assignment. Oftentimes, if I'm feeling lazy, I'll write something such as upload here. So you can put as little or as much detail into that as you want. You'll notice below as well there's a box that says lock this assignment after its due date. That's up to you. It depends on how strict or not strict I suppose you want to be with submissions and dates. So if you click that button, it means that once the date has passed, students will not be able to upload. However, if you leave it open, it means that even the day after or even a week after, if a student hadn't uploaded their assessment yet, they could still do so. Then as with everything else on Edmodo, you type the group that you want to send it to. And again, you can choose to upload a file, a web link, or something from the library, and then you hit send. So once you hit send, what will happen is that the students will be faced with something that comes up on their Edmodo feed with a little box saying turn it in. You, on the other hand, will see a box that says turned in, and currently, of course, it says 0 because nobody has submitted the assignment as yet. So as they appear, so too will that change, and when you want to look at those assignments, you just click on turned in, and it will take you to a new page, which is where the assessments are. So it will have your class list where you can see all of the students, and there's two tabs in the kind of assignment interface. So one is assignment overview, which is the one that it automatically reverts to, and this is where you can see your class list. So this is also where you can see what students have submitted the work and which have not. So those who have not, and if it's overdue, it will come up grayed out with that little red timer next to it. Those who have submitted it, you'll see that there's blue. So you can click onto that, and then you'll find whether they've written text, whether they've uploaded a file, video, text, anything like that. And once you grade it, you'll see that they change color again. So it's up to you. You get to, of course, as with anything, pick what the grade is. So maybe it's out of 5, maybe it's out of 20. I've also in the past, if it's something that's just for feedback, such as essays, you can just do NA out of NA. The good thing about grading it, though, is when you hit that grade button, it notifies the student that it has been marked. So that way they'll receive any comment or files or anything else you send them. So that's the benefit of hitting that grade button. So another benefit is that Edmodo also can keep tabs on very easily. You can see when you click on the second thing to the right of assignment overview, all submissions, you can see what students have uploaded what, you can see what the average score is, and it gives you a nice little visual guide as to how that assessment is looking. So you notice that my class is looking pretty terrible in terms of submission, but currently I actually use a mixture of paper and Edmodo online submissions. So that's why there's sort of a balance. And of course, you could adopt that model too. So you can give students the flexibility to submit online or in paper, whatever you prefer. You'll notice as well that back in that very first home button that we had a look at, next to that there's something that looks a little bit like a heart monitor, and that is a symbol for progress. So Edmodo tracks the progress of all of your students in all of your classes. So it will come up with a drop-down list with your classes, and all you have to do is click on the one that you want, and it will show you all of the tasks that you've submitted via Edmodo and what the results have been. So again, you can see that this kind of looks all over the place because I currently aren't really using it for marking, and I still am giving kind of paper feedback. but that's something obviously I'm thinking about working on, but you'll find what works for you in that respect. So if you do use it, it can obviously be a nice little visual guide for you. Really simply, you can see what students have turned in what and what their marks have been, which is a really nice feature. So now to quizzes, which can be a lot of fun, as you will soon find out. So next tab along from assignment is quiz. All you have to do is click the create a quiz button. So firstly, you'll want to name your quiz, and you can also set the time limit. So that might be important. You can even use this as a way to assess students in a more formal manner. The first thing you want to do is start the quiz with one type of question. So it has multiple choice, true, false, short answer, fill in the blank, matching, etc. And then you just have to click the add first question. Again, there's a load option if you've used this before. So for this instance, I'm selecting multiple choice. I'll type in what the question prompt is, and then I'll give some multiple choice responses. You can add as many as you like. And again, files, web links, or library things can be added. So on the left-hand side of the panel is where you can keep adding the additional questions. And there's some options to the right. One is show results. So if it's a more of a test situation, you may not want that to happen, but if it's a polling tool in your class, then you would probably want that. And also you can randomize questions as well if you don't want students to sort of be peering over each other's shoulders, perhaps. And when you're finished, you just click Assign Quiz. If there's any problems, it will just come up with a little error thing, and it will highlight in red the thing that's the problem. So for instance, I added a response but didn't actually kind of add anything to that. And then you can also see in green, opposite to red, meaning good, that's what the correct answer is. So you just have to click the little blue thing that says set as correct answer. Then you'll assign the quiz, and from there it will come onto your wall as per any other post. So you can select a due date, like with an assessment, who you're going to send it to, and then it will appear on the wall with the kind of turn-in box like your assignment. And that's pretty much it.